So we're going to try and make today's episode short and sweet because it's already pretty late. It's been a long couple weeks. To the Hooked on Owls podcast, episode 9. My name is Lacey, and I come to you from Michigan in the United States, where I live with my boyfriend, our 5 kids, a dog, and bird. This is primarily a knit and crochet podcast. Sometimes I share yarn and other things like check out this awesome teacup I just got. You guys, this has like little metallic hearts and stuff all over it, and teal AT-AT walkers from Star Wars. Like, things like this will be shared on the podcast because they're amazing. That's an awesome shadow. Let's try that. Amazing. You know you want one. I literally got it from a video game store this weekend. Last week, not this weekend. I apologize for this episode being a little bit later than I normally podcast. It's been a little bit over 2 weeks, but I did have the one tag video done to tie you over. My household got hit with the flu. Hard. One of the kids brought it home from school one day, and then by the weekend, actually it wasn't even the weekend, it was like Friday, I think, I was down. I was down for like 2 days. There was one day I literally got out of bed to like make the kids dinner. Other than that, I had the 2 older kids like running the household. It didn't burn down, so I'm going to call that a win. I basically slept as much as I could. Like, I had my mom years on, so I did have to get up and, like, feed the little ones lunch, put them down for a nap, things like that. But change diapers, because they had it too. The twins had it, and I had to take care of them. They slept in bed with me in the morning for a couple hours, and it was awful. It was so bad. Thankfully, the other 2 that didn't get it still haven't gotten it, and I've, like, Lysoled the house down and everything. I spent the last couple days trying to catch up on housework. You know, you're down for 1 day as a mom, and you have to vacuum, and you have to sweep, and you have to do 3 loads of dishes and 5 loads of laundry for some reason, and yeah, so that's why we're a little bit late this week. I'm not even going to apologize because I'm sure majority of you will understand. But anyway, let's get started. So hello to anyone who is returning, and thank you for returning. I guess hello to anyone joining us for the first time. I apologize for that awesome flu rant. I'm sure that's exactly what you wanted to hear on a knit and crochet podcast. That's what you're in for if you stay here. Just warning you. Anyway, we'll, I don't have a whole lot of time tonight. I started late because the babies kept waking up, and it's been a long, stressful day. So, hence the awesome bun, like, yeah. Yeah. I literally have like a mint and chamomile tea just to, chamomile, mint and chamomile tea. De-stress, calm down, relax, and unwind for the night. I'm probably honestly going to go take a freaking bubble bath after this, because this whole daylight savings time thing normally is never a problem, but with it, everybody being sick, we all like have been sleeping in. So this morning, the twins and I went back to bed, and we didn't get up until almost 10. There's no way they were going down for a nap at normal time, which is like 12. So they didn't take a nap today, and they went to bed early. Well, I guess technically they went to bed on time, but it was early compared to pre-daylight savings. This whole daylight savings thing is crap. It's crap. Let's get started. Okay. So in the spotlight tonight is, I talked about this in the last episode. I was just starting it. I was inspired by a shawl that Hannah had made, and I entered this into the Steens and Rogers Granny Cal that's going on. I'm going to insert some pictures because the whole shawl thing. It is, I call it my quad granny because it's 4 sections of a granny, like a half granny triangle kind of thing. And it's put together. And the way it's placed together, like Hannah had said in her podcast the one time, I think it was her last episode, but the way it's shaped is kind of different. It ends up like, I don't know if I can make that shape, like that. Ends up kind of like that. The 2 other triangles up top kind of point in a little bit, which give it a really unique shape, and it really like hugs your neck. You don't need a shawl pin with this kind of style, and it's really kind of nice. I've worn this one a lot, like a lot lately. Between this one and my Treasure Island shawl, these are kind of my go-to shawls. It is made with the Dream Smooshy yarn in the Atomic Blue, which the colors are, the lighting and the colors in this room are just not working. I didn't have time to look for a different setup tonight. I've literally got half an hour to record, and I'm probably going to blow past that, so we'll see where it goes. And then this is the Barocco Ultra Alpaca Fine in the yarn that I had dyed with Kool-Aid blue and purple. So again, I'll insert some pictures here. But I really do enjoy this pattern. I really don't know if you even call it a pattern because I didn't follow a pattern. I just kind of made it up as I went. But the style of it, the way it fits around your neck, is really kind of lovely. It's really warm though. You wouldn't think it would be with being so holy, but it is. I don't really remember a whole lot else about it, what I said last time. I think I used an H hook on it, if you're curious. I did end up just using a slip stitch to join it all together, and I used blue for all of it to kind of make it like a little pop-out feature all the way around, and I do quite like that as well too. I think next time though, I might, if I do make another one, I might do the opposite colors just to see how it looks. We'll see. Moving on from that tonight, I actually surprisingly have a few finished objects, even though I was down and out for several days. 2 of which I don't have. I gave them to my sister. They're for a friend of ours that is having a little boy, and she's decorating her nursery in a cactus theme. So I made a little potted cactus and a cactus pillow that's like 2 colors, one on each side, like a dark on one and like a brighter green on the other, just to decorate the nursery with. I don't know if she's had a chance to give it to her yet because they're supposed to be meeting up, but if she does, or when she does, if she posts any pictures of it in the baby's room, I'll see if I can post those too. But here's a couple pictures of the potted plant and the pillow that I had made for her as a gift. And then my next finished object, I think I showed this a while back. I was doing like a version of the spring bean cowl, but a smaller one. I think I cut it back to about 70 stitches. And I just used some scrap balls of mandala that I had left over from other projects. And I ended up making this, just a little mini cowl. I actually gave it to Abigail. It fits her perfectly around her neck, and she wears it every day. She absolutely loves it. So I think this was like the gnome colorway, and then this may have been left over from a genie, and this is left over from Unicorn? Pegasus? Unicorn? I can't remember which one it's called. I think it's Pegasus with the pink and purple. So yeah, just a little scrap one, which with the color changes, I think it made for an interesting little detail, but she loves it. She wears it all the time. The next finished object I have, I have to go get. It's going to be a little wonky because it's actually been worn twice. I didn't realize I hadn't shown it to you guys yet. It is the Violet Waffles hat, and it is made with that blue face luster I had picked up. I know the color's going to blow out so bad out here, but the pattern shows up well. I made this for the Wool Needled Hands podcast. She's doing, Taylor, she's doing a cow, your hat's cow. And this month, or for February, was the knit a hat for the opposite gender. He's already got something on it. Literally, I was doing that anchor one, and I realized it was last day of February, or second to last. It was like the 27th, and I hadn't done my hat for the month. So I cast this thing on that day, and I worked on it all day, and then all night, and then all day the next day. I literally whipped this thing out in like a day and a half, and I had it blocking at like 11:40 at night. So I did finish it in time to enter. The Violet Waffles hat. I forgot to write down who it's by. It's free on Ravelry if you're interested. But I wasn't sure if Josh was going to wear it. I just kind of had it sitting up there. And I had kind of told him that I had finished it. I'm like, if you don't want it, it's totally fine. I just needed to do a hat real quick. Which, if you need a real quick hat, don't do the Violet Waffles hat. Because you see all that? Like, 2/3 of this thing is freaking purl bumps. Now, I don't have a problem purling. But the switching back and forth takes so much time. Now, I am talking really quiet because the babies are still kind of half asleep, so I hope you can hear me. But, yeah, it took a little longer than I was expecting. I figured I could have it done in like a day, not like 2 days, but I got it in the deadline. I entered it. We're all good. Jeez, my dog's a cow. Get out here. Hey, get over here. Go lay down before you make more noise. So, the lighting is really terrible. I'm gonna try and invest in some actual lights in like a camera, not just my phone. Anyway, got that one done. Got it entered in. One more kale for the month done. She's gonna sit over here. But surprisingly, Josh actually, the one day we were going out, and I think it was Wednesday we had to run to town, and he grabbed it. He said, "Hey, is this my hat?" I said, "Yeah." And he put it on. And he wore it the whole day. I was kind of surprised. It was actually, because I had worn it, it had stretched a little bit. So he's like, it's a little big. But I think what it is he likes more of a close fit. And it does have a little bit of a slouch to it. So I'll keep that in mind for the next hat I make for him. My last finished object is all folded up because I made it for my mother. I'm going to insert some pictures. I'll unwrap it. It is the Even Cowgirls Get the Blues shawl. It's by Kat Golden. It's from the Shawl Project book, number 3. So you can kind of see. Whoa, you can see through. It's very lacy. It was a lot of work. I had talked to you about this last time. I showed you the yarn that I bought for it. I'm going to insert some pictures so you can see better. Actually, let me just go ahead and pop this in here. Last time I had shown you the yarn that I had bought for it, and I was planning to make this for my mother. It is technically for her birthday, which was in February. But like I said, she was gone. She had left the state just to get away from the snow. I'm folding this back up, so I apologize as I look down. She had left, darn it. She had left the state to get away from the snow, and unfortunately my grandmother's dementia is getting pretty bad right now. So she has to be moved from the facility she's currently at to a different one that has more of a mental health service. So my mom had to come back early to help take care of that. So my mom's already home. She ended up coming back. I think she left like Illinois on Friday, and she was home Saturday, but we had the flu, so I told her just kind of stay away for a couple days just for your own safety. So I did actually have a couple extra days to finish it. I had started the middle part, the V, days ago, like right after we had spoken last, because I heard she was coming home. And I literally did that thing about 6 times and ripped it out back and forth a couple times because it's made of black yarn, and I'm an anti-stitch marker kind of person. I don't use one if I don't have to. I'm a rebel like that. Like my amigurumi, unless I'm doing like several, like, 4 or 5 rows, I'll put one on and kind of go around to catch up with it kind of thing. But I don't do them when I'm doing my counts around. It's too time consuming. So I eventually caved, and I put a stitch marker on each end, so I knew where my last one was. So I was making sure my count was proper and everything. And one row, like at one point I had done almost 2 hours into it, and I noticed, like right back at the beginning of when I started, I had done through both loops instead of through a back loop on that row by accident. I had to rip the whole thing out because it was very noticeable. But the shawl is gorgeous. I actually had a lot of yarn left. Like, I could probably make a whole nother shawl out of this if I used the blue as the main. This is a lot. I haven't weighed it yet, but it's a lot of yarn left. So I can make a whole nother shawl with these, especially if I knit it, or I can do a whole nother project with those at least. Which I might, because it turns out really lovely once it's all blocked and everything. And that shawl, let me tell you, you have to block that shawl. It is a wrinkly, squishy little mess until it's blocked, and then it just fans out, and it's beautiful. I love it. The lace part of it actually called for like mini skeins to kind of gradual, fade out, but I ended up doing like half of the section in the gray, and then I did blue, gray, blue, black, gray, blue was my pattern. So I altered it a little bit. I think it turned out pretty cool. Anyway, I had to go up a hook size. I don't know if my gauge was too tight, I guess, but I did go up a hook size. I think I made note of that. If not, I'm going to make note of that in my Ravelry. I try to keep my Ravelry projects as up to date as possible. So if anybody's ever curious about a project, majority of the time you can check that. I try to check my Ravelry like every single day, and my Instagram. But yeah, that's all I've got for finished objects. So seeing as how I've already used half of my allotted time that I was hoping to, let's jump right into works in progress. I don't know where to start. I did make a little bit of progress in Abby's sock, probably got like an inch or two. I took it with a stitch hound the one day and did a little bit in the car. Mermaid, I actually did work on her just today. I finished her bottom fins and added some hair. She still needs her arms and everything else, so next time you'll see her as a finished object. We'll start with a happy note real quick. This is also part of an acquisition. I picked up some sock yarn because, look at that sock yarn. It's like fuchsia purple, and then it's got the black and white checkered stripes. It is, I got my tag for it. Stuffed it in here. I got it on sale. My yarn shop was having a sale, so I do have a decent acquisition section for stash today, but it's this brand. It is virgin wool, 25% virgin wool, and 25% polyamide, which I think is kind of like a nylon. But I made a little bit of progress on it. I just started these yesterday, just as a congratulations to myself for finishing that shawl so dang quick, because literally I wasn't even done with the middle section, and I think I did the rest of the middle section and all of that lace border in just like 2 days, and got it all blacked out last night. So it's done, and I can give it to her when I see her either tomorrow or Friday. We haven't figured out which one's gonna work best yet, but here's the socks I started. I'm just gonna do a vanilla sock, 1x1 ribbing. It's a self-striping. I decided to go top down, and I'm gonna do, I think probably just a heel flap and gusset. I haven't decided yet, but I am using my new H.O.O, and they are spec-freaking-tacular. Seriously. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail on them right now. I am going to be doing a short video. Actually, I have a tag video I'm supposed to finish up too, but I am going to be doing a video later, which I'll post. And I'm going to do a video on needles. Different kinds of needles that I've used, why I like them, what I don't like about them, show them a little bit in action so you can kind of get a little bit of an understanding what I mean. But these things, I can't wait to show you these, because seriously, I am probably going to be buying more. I won't lie. I'm definitely going to be buying more eventually when I have a little bit extra fundage again. But this is what I've got so far. I know. Looks totally like a sock already, doesn't it? But I've got all this. It's a 100 gram skein, so I've got all this to do one sock with. So I am going to make tall socks, because I did find out with my Hermione socks that I thought were a little snug, they stretch, and after like an hour or two, they're amazing. Even the really snug one that I thought was too small or a little too snug, it's the best sock ever. They were my comfort socks while I was sick. I pretty much wore them for like 2 days straight, and then I washed them and I blocked them, and then I put them back on. I'm wearing them right now. I'm not even joking. I am so in love with them. So I am going to make some more tall socks. I'm just going to do vanilla, but I am going to make some more tall socks like these, because I need more tall knit socks in my life, so I don't have to keep wearing these same ones over and over again. Because those ones are more like house socks. They're pretty big with how I made them, which you can kind of see hanging there. I got my sock blockers hanging up there to dry. Now my other whip is my flax. I might have to insert a picture so you can see what I'm talking about. I finished the body, which is kind of exciting, but not really. That's not my flax. Here's my flax. So I finished the body. Yay for finishing the body. Ooh. I did the ribbing and everything. Nice and long, lovely. I did drop one stitch, which I realized when I was counting out my ribbing and it wasn't adding up right. I dropped it right there. I just added an extra stitch, and I'm just going to sew this one up, in all honesty. I don't even care if I don't frog the whole thing. Remember how when I started it, I said I started it in one size, and I was like, oh yeah, I was going to bump it up a size. So I added extra stitches. Well, looking back at it now, I remember I decided to not bump it up a size, and that's why I didn't do so many stitches, and now it's huge. like I could probably wear it with leggings, kind of huge. It's pretty baggy, like 80s. I don't even 90s baggy. It's really big. It's pretty big. I don't know. I'm hoping maybe with like a wash and dry, it'll kind of shrink up a bit. It's really not that bad, in all honesty. But with where it comes, the line, instead of falling kind of above or below the chestal area, kind of goes right across and then just kind of flows down. So it looks really awkward. Like the part up here is not so bad. It's quite comfortable up here, but I can tell already without even like doing anything on the arms. Like I put this on, but these arms are gonna be huge, and I have big arms, so yeah. Even if I put that all together, it's still gonna be pretty big. I'll try and take a picture, and if I can get one, I'll insert it here. just to show you how big that actually is. So I haven't decided yet. In all honesty, I might, because it's a lot of yarn, and I got it on a really good sale though. So even if it is a really big sweater that I only wear like around the house or like layering kind of thing, it probably isn't that big of a deal. Plus it's my first sweater, so it's kind of part of the story of, you know, having a first sweater, which is always a disaster, right? First sweaters are always disasters, aren't they? Maybe this can be my disaster sweater. But I also don't want to waste the yarn on something that I might not wear. I want to be proud of what I made and actually wear it is my issue. And I might just have to try it on again for myself to double check, but I'm not so sure if I'm going to end up wearing it like out of the house that much. So I am really honestly, even though I've done the whole body and everything other than the arms, I am debating about ripping it out and doing it over again so that I know it'll be something I'll actually wear. Thoughts? What would you do? Would you leave it and wear it as is and just consider it your first sweater, you know, your piece you can talk about, or would you frog it and redo it? What would you do? I don't know. I have lots of yarn left over too. It's a funny thing. I just don't know what to do with it at this point. So it's been in hibernation till I know how I want to handle it. So that's all for my WIPs. I don't have any hose. I do have an on deck and stash section, and I think we're gonna call it there. So on deck, March for the Wool Needles Hands podcast for that Cal, the year hats Cal. March is knit a hat for baby month because Taylor is expecting a baby this month, very soon. I'm really hoping she'll have him on the 25th, which is actually the twins' birthday. How fun would that be to share a birthday with Taylor's baby? Like, I know I don't know her, so it's not really a thing that would matter. Like, we can't do like joint birthdays because we're best friends, but it was one of those things that would be, oh, that'd be cool if our baby shared a birthday, you know, because I'm one of those people. No apologies. But I'm trying, like, I was trying to think, I think she set up to 2 years for hats for babies, so I might make one for Grayson because he loves hats, loves them. However, my friend just found out she's having a little girl, and the theme for that baby's room is going to be nautical. It's like pink with silver anchors, white anchors, and little blue, dark blue, navy whales. It's like kind of a blushy pink and navy blue, gray kind of theme. So anchors, I won't lie, I am slightly tempted to try and do it. I ripped that other one out. I'm like, man, if I would have known, I wouldn't have ripped it out. Would have added a pink bow or something, or one pink anchor. But they're doing anchors and whales and things like that. So I might try and make another anchor hat. But I might do like, if I have some extra of that pink, I might try and do like a pink and then like navy gray anchors in it or something. I haven't decided. I might not have time for that because I still have a lot of other things to do. I was hoping to finish that sweater for the stranded commercial yarn along, which I guess if I do the sleeves, I know she extended it until the 19th, so I might still have time to do it if I decide to just finish it and say screw it kind of thing. But if I frog it, I'm obviously not going to finish it by the 19th. So I don't know. I might do another anchor hat, or I might just make up a little baby hat for her. I think, or I might just do it for Grayson because he loves hats so much. I haven't decided yet. I still have time. You know, it's not the last day of March like it was last month with the February hat that I did, so I got plenty of time. This month is already like almost halfway over, isn't it? Holy crap. Okay, anyway, moving on. The fortune cookie cow. Claudia from the Crochet Luna podcast is doing a fortune cookie cow. And I got the fortune, if winter comes, can spring be far behind? So, after a little bit of a think, I had just bought the shawl project book, and I remembered that Hannah had done one from it, the In Bud shawl. So I was like, well, In Bud spring, hello, that's perfect. So I think I'm going to do that one. And I wasn't sure what yarn I was going to use until I sat and thought about it. I have had this yarn in my stash for a little bit, and I didn't know what I wanted to do with it. I'm still not sure I want to do it, because I know some crocheters are going to hate me for saying this. There are some yarns that I personally think look better in a stocking net knit stitch than a crochet stitch. I think it just shows the colorations of the yarn a little bit better. So this might be one of them, which is the Hoarfrost color by the Wool and Homestead, which it's hard to, that's pretty true to color right there-ish. It always looks a little bit different after I edit it, but we'll see. So I haven't decided. I think I'm going to use this one for the main color, and then I'm going to use the Stormy Night Purple to go with it for the off color, because Hoarfrost is like the wintry part, then this Can Spring Be Far Behind is kind of a, it really does not look that gray in real life, it's more purpley. It's almost got like a dark lilac color to it. Kind of put that with it, and then that just kind of, for me, winter to spring kind of thing. Now the pattern does have these little buds on it, like little baubles. I'm not about the baubles. I would probably leave the baubles off. And then it would just be like a nice crescent with some short rows of the purple coming in through it. I think that would look really pretty. I do have a dark blue, because it does call for multiple mini skeins again, but multiple little mini skeins again, but I might use a little bit of a dark blue that I have up there too. Put that in with it. Or I might just stick with these two. I'm not sure if I even use those two, but I think I probably will. I might actually be able to enter that. I think there's another cal that I might put that in, but I can't remember which one it was now. I'll have to double check. I guess really that's all I've got majorly planned. I gotta finish the rest of the F-bombs. I've done most of the actual bomb parts themselves, so I just gotta do a couple more and then put the F's on there and sew them on and whatever. Which I was excited that so many people have actually already downloaded that pattern. That was fun to see. But the only other thing, other than like my socks and all that, that I say the only other thing. However, I really have like 1.5 million ideas of things that I want to make like now. I'm just trying to restrain myself and do things that either need to be done or I want to do first. I still really want to do the flyaway shawl very soon. That's very, very soon on my list. But I want to do the cows because, you know, I really, my goal for this year is cows. So next year, I might take a little easier on the cows just because it's already becoming a little stressful to try to do so many. But I'm still going to do as many as I can, and then I'm going to add it up at the end of the year to see how many I did. I think that'll be fun. Anyway, one other thing. I had a hard time concentrating on the shawl for my mom, and I had a hard time concentrating on starting the socks because I have an idea for a shawl. It's just an idea right now. I honestly might start trying it tonight because it seems like a really cool idea in my head. It could be a total flop. I'm not sure. I have a couple different things of yarn I want to try and make it out of. I want to try and do it in a way that I can use either a fingering and or a commercial to give options. It will be crochet. So I guess hopefully maybe next time I'll either have an update on that for you or a finished object to show you of a possible pattern that'll be coming out for that. We'll see. I'm really hoping it works because it looks really cool in my head. Do any of you have that problem? Do you see something in your head and like, yeah, that would look really cool? And then what if it flops? Like, what if I can't make it happen? But I'm going to try. I'm going to try it. We'll see where it goes. So that's all I've got as far as like knit crochet works and whips and whatevers. Let's real quick burn through a stash stashy goodness that I got. Stashy goodness. Maybe I should start calling this segment Stashy Goodness. A Piece of You is having an amazing clearance sale, which I think I mentioned last time. It's still ongoing. But I went back because they put it on like massive sale. I went back and got the teal L array that I wanted. It's the worsted weight. I got a sweater's quantity. Hold on. I probably got more than a sweater's quantity. I got like 7 balls. I almost filled another one of my baskets though, so yay for stash goals. It is, I believe, just 100%, 100% superwash wool. Worsted weight. There is 119 yards in here. No, that's a flat out lie. There's 219 yards in here. Almost, it says it's supposed to be worsted, but it really almost seems like a sport. Like a light worsted. We'll say it's a light worsted. I love this color. It's really kind of hard. That's pretty true color right there. So I'm not sure what sweater I'm going to make with this, but I do have a sweater's quantity for that. Which I think a lot of the worst was on sale just because of the season. I did get some more L array. 2 of these ones, which yes, there is a difference. You see? You see the difference? Yes, you do. 2 of these ones and 2 purples, which that is looking way more violet than it really is. It's more, it's really not that bright. It's a bit more muted. I'll see if I can take some natural light pictures of these to put in so you can actually see the real colors. I don't think they even have color names, they're just numbers. These ones here though are 70% acrylic and 30% baby alpaca. So these things are like buttery soft. They're really soft. Again, they're L array. I have 4 of these. 100 grams. These ones only have 178 yards in them. But it's still a good chunk of something to do something with. I don't know if I'll put them together or not. They're just really pretty. These are my colors. I love them. Then I got the sock yarn, which I showed you. Here's the other ball. And the last bit I got is this gorgeousness. Now it is just like this buttery creamy color. 2 balls. It is called Silky Alpaca Lace by Classic Elite Yarn. It is, you ready for this? 70% baby alpaca and 30% silk. You want to talk about some of the softest, this is softer than baby kittens, you guys. This is like baby's butt soft. Like this is so soft. It is lace weight. Like teeny tiny lace weight. There is a lot of yardage. I think it is, let's see, 460 yards. 460 yards in a 50 gram ball. So that should tell you how tiny this lace weight yarn is. But oh my goodness. It's so soft. Now they only had the 2 of these, and then they had like this brown one. I'm not a brown person. So I didn't get that one, but I do have these 2. Oh, it smells really good. Yarn sniffer. I figured I would grab these. It's price wasn't too bad. It wasn't a great sale on these, but it's still on sale, and it's glorious. So I bought 2. I'm not sure. I'm going to make a shawl with it. I obviously have not really ever looked at a lace pattern shawl. I do know I want it to be knit, and I want it to be kind of lacy and open because I want it to be a nice summer shawl for like when we go out and do things. It's a nice dressy. That's what I'm looking for, like a dressy shawl. Something I can wear in the summer when I'm going out without kids so it doesn't get dirty. Things like that. That's what that will be made into. Something very, a little more on the elegant, classy side. We'll say that. I think that's all the stash I got, though. Unless you count my teacup. Which actually, Josh and I, we'll go ahead and jump right into chit chat too. We had to go to town on Wednesday this week. Was it Wednesday? One of the days this week. We went to town. The bird dropped it. We went to town and stopped at a GameStop, which is it's literally called GameStop for anybody that doesn't have one in their area. It just sells like video games that are old or new, kind of used in new selection, and video game swag. I don't want to say paraphernalia. That's not the word I'm looking for. Other video game related items. And just a bunch of nerdy stuff. It's a nerd store. So when we walked in there, we're like, well, let's go get a new video game for the kids to play. We did. We walked out with 2 video games for the kids to play. But we also walked out with about 4 new coffee cups. 2 for me. Well, 2 for me and 2 for him. But the one of them I'll probably end up stealing, so you'll end up seeing it a couple times. I got my cool Star Wars one. And then I got a Harry Potter one. And he got a Zelda one and a Game of Thrones one. And I'm not going to tell you all about the other ones because you're going to end up seeing them. Probably the Harry Potter one next because it's pretty awesome. So that's, I mean, I really don't have a whole lot of chit chat because I literally spent so many days between me and the kids down with the flu. It was awful. Something exciting. We'll see if it comes to if it actually ends up happening or not. Sunday evening, this upcoming Sunday, there is auditions for a Shrek the Musical Junior play that's going on at a local community theater. And I think it's like grades, first grade through senior, maybe? I can't remember. But both my kids, the older 2, Abigail and Leo, have decided that they want to audition. Which I'm totally going to take them because I love theater and I think that would be amazing. The problem is, Abby gets stage fright really bad. Really bad. And she like blinks. So, like, she keeps asking me to put her in dance and a whole bunch of other stuff, which costs a bit of money. So I'm a little hesitant to put her in that when I know she gets stage fright so bad. And then she'll end up getting all upset about it. We'll see. Leo has a stage presence like insane. He did a puppet act. I hand crocheted him a puppet last year for a talent show in school. He killed it. Like, he memorized the little skit we had, come up with, and he killed it. Everybody loved him. Even like a year later, people are still like, "Oh, I remember your puppet show." Like, how crazy was that? So, I have a feeling that for the auditions, he very well could get in, and she might not because she gets a little nervous, which I've already talked to them about. If one of you gets it and the other one doesn't, don't be upset. Just be happy for the other one, and we can help them at home, and we can go watch them perform. If she gets in and if maybe this year she has made a miraculous, like, she's overcome that stage fright because she doesn't want to. She enjoys it. She just gets a little, which I don't blame her. It's intimidating. So we'll see how she does. If they both get it, that'd be awesome. That'd be so great. If neither of them get that, that's life. But I think it's going to be hard if one does and one doesn't. But I'm rooting for them, and I'm going to take them both to audition, and I really hope that one or both get in. I think that would be super awesome for them to experience, being in a play. And it's not even like a school one. It's like an actual community theater that's putting it on. So, we'll see. We'll let you know how that goes, because they're going to do, I think they'll probably cast them that night or the next night. Not really sure. But I think that's it. My dog is totally snoring on the couch right there. I think that's it. I think that's all I got. So this is going to be a short episode. Burn through that quick. I don't. I don't have anything else. I have 2 more balls of yarn that I bought that I forgot. I got the Genie Mandala. Is it Genie? Yeah, Genie Mandala, and a ball of Bernat Baby Sport in the color Coral. So these honestly are 2 of the colors I'm thinking about trying to make my shawl idea out of. We'll see. I'll see where that leads. So yeah, 2 more stash parts that I forgot about for a hot second. But that's all I've got for tonight. So leave me a note below. Let me know what you think about the flax. What you think I should do. Because I don't know. I'm so torn. And also, everybody going to Edinburgh this weekend, please post pictures and videos because I'm so jealous. I want to go so bad. Let me live vicariously through you. And maybe someday. I told Josh already. I said in like the next 2, 3 years, 5 years, it's my goal. I want to go to Edinburgh Yarn Festival one of these times. I'm just going to have to settle for the one coming up in April, which is next month, so that's pretty exciting. It's just a Michigan Fiber Expo, I think it's called, over in Ann Arbor. So it's going to be a decent bit of a drive for me, but I need to go to some kind of yarn festival so I can feel cool like the cool kids. Pathetic. I know. Don't judge me. I feel you judging me. So I'm just going to go. So until next time, happy hooking, happy knitting, and happy crafting. We'll see you guys later. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Hooked On episodes. We're gonna go along real fast if I keep going like that. That is stone freaking cold. 70% alpaca and 30%